Episode 4 Recap of The Buccaneers, Season 2, Ice Cream. Is it true that Lizzie and Theo are now singing The Buccaneers? I feel guilty now, the star, get her out, says Aubrey Ibragg in her recap of The Buccaneers, Season 2 Episode 3. The new era for The Buccaneers, Greg Wise as Reed Robinson in a dramatic casting coup. The fourth episode of The Buccaneers fulfills the promise made in the second season about following your heart. In Ice Cream, Theo acts on his feelings for someone else to deal with Nan's absence while she travels to Italy to be with Guy and Jinny. After a brief period of moping, the Duke dances Meredith Grey style in his bedroom. He then shows up unexpectedly at Hector's school fundraiser and immediately causes a when he overpays for a vase at auction, stir. Theo gives Lizzie some strange looks after concluding the sale, as though he wanted to make a big show of it to impress her. What do you think? Be the first to comment. Theo first tells Hector that Nan went off during the night when he is questioned about her absence, but he later retracts this to make it seem like a joke. Playing with fire, he tells Lizzie that although he initially felt numb, he is now extremely aware and feels as though his life is just beginning. Lizzie is uneasy by this response and tinkers with her engagement ring as she considers what Theo said. However, the Duke's sudden drive to take center stage does not impress Lizzie's fiancé. He gripes to Lizzie about Theo taking over Hector's function and making the day about him. I thought you were more generous than this, she tells Hector, siding with Theo rather than hearing Hector's side. Lizzie uses this as an excuse to corner Theo and leaves in frustration. Theo swiftly gives in when Lizzie chastises him for his mischievous behavior in the remote woods, implying that he shouldn't have come. He answers with a loaded, "You know full well," when Lizzie questions him about why he did. The Buccaneers will be able to fulfill the promise they have been making all season. Theo and Lizzie make a move for one another. And kiss passionately. Before Lizzie realizes what's occurring and flees back to Hector's party, they briefly make out. When she returns, she is agitated, and Mabel realizes right away that something is wrong with her sister. Lizzie doesn't kiss and tell, but Mabel notices something happened when she sees Theo coming from the same neighborhood, but she doesn't ask questions. In the meantime, Hector confesses to his first argument with his fiancée and says that his only concern is Lizzie's happiness. By the end of the episode, she is back in Theo's arms at Tintagel, consummating their developing romance in bed, despite her assertions that she is happy with him. His exiled mother is also attempting to put her life back together while Theo engages in the well-worn coping strategy of getting under someone to get over someone else. Reed, her ex-lover, shows up to try his luck again while she is gardening. She downplays the scandalous aspect of the entire situation when she confides in him about Nan's abduction and Theo's outraged response. Regarding the Duke's probably unsuccessful marriage, she remarks, reputations have been ruined for less. Reed asks Blanche what she believes would have occurred if they had fled together many years ago after all this discussion of terrible love stories. While acknowledging that she believes they would have been deliriously happy, the Dowager tempers her statement by implying that this emotion is instinctive when pondering, what if Reed spreads the word that they still have time to flee together to his French property. However, she refuses, stating that she wants to prolong the fantasy of their love and that Theo is in a vulnerable state. Reed expresses his anguish by leaving a crate of the same expensive wine he used to medicate himself after their initial split at her door, but he doesn't confront her. Conchita and Richard are attempting to fulfill their pledge to Mabel's mother to match her with a suitable bachelor at the party. They play badminton and joke together, but Mabel despises Conchita and finds it offensive that she would take money for this. She is even more concerned by how money influences Conchita's choices because she used to be much more carefree, but Conchita tells her that she is now a mother and wants to provide her daughter with the same kind of lifestyle that she had as a child. After leaving all of these gatherings and people behind, Nan arrives in Italy feeling rejuvenated and excited to see Guy, her true love. It is first a happy reunion, however, Nan starts to question whether she has encroached into Guy, Jinny, and Freddie's existence after seeing them behave like a family. Nan even asks Jinny if she has feelings for Guy, something we were all curious about considering Jinny's past behavior. Fortunately, Jinny recognizes this and plans a market excursion for Nan and Guy that can also serve as a chance for them to work out their complicated emotions alone. Nan makes an effort to act as if their reunion is straightforward while she is out. However, Guy retracts his kiss when she tries to plant one, so they are forced to confront the issue at hand. Nan responds that her life of being trapped in a loveless marriage isn't a fairy tale at all, but Guy is understandably angry that he sacrificed his entire life for her and accuses her of being pampered because she gets to live out her fantasy in a castle. After they've gotten it out of their system, Guy becomes more sympathetic and describes how, in Nan's absence, simple pleasures like eating ice cream become less alluring. They go out for ice cream, reaffirming their intense love for one another. But instead end up crashing a wedding. After dancing and sipping wine, the couple temporarily forgets about the outside world before sneaking away to a gorgeous beachside location to have their final kiss. This time with all the passion and force in the world. The only issue is that Guy and Jinny were seen together by Paloma, a local friend, and her devotion to Jinny will undoubtedly lead to issues in the upcoming episodes. However, that pales in comparison to the issues Jinny faces on her own at home. A knock on Jinny's door when Nan and Guy are out having a good time brings her worse to life. Her violent and estranged husband James Seadown is standing in front of her. She attempts to block his view by closing the door, but he pushes by her and goes into the charming apartment. He gives his wife a piece of paper with his hotel's name on it and requests that they meet there to speak after finding out he has a son and picking up Freddie against Jinny's wishes. 204 Buccaneers. James is let in by Jinny. Although this experience clearly shakes Jinny, she can't bring herself to upend their life again